Does the phrase "third time's a charm" still hold true when you're talking about killing one of the originals on the Vampire Diaries? We have got your episode recap coming up right now. Hey guys, I'm Joslyn Davis for ClevverTV with the highlights from the dinner party that went down on last night's episode of the Vampire Diaries. With Elijah on the prowl in Mystic Falls, it seems as though anything is possible, and this particular show definitely depicted that exact fact. Our friends over at wetpaint.com have all the action marked down in 10 specific points, so you gotta check that out. But in the meantime, we're gonna point out the action that really stood out to us here at ClevverTV. But before we get to the Elijah drama, we have got to dish on the hottest new hookup on the show. Oh yeah, Bonnie and Jeremy, who attempted to have a semi-romantic night together before Dr. Martin had to swoop on in. Not only does he ruin their little pseudo-date, he also sucks out all of Bonnie's magical powers as well, which he says is for her own good. But on a bummer note, Jenna breaks up with Rick because she knows he's hiding something, which in our opinion, he's just doing to protect her. And I have to admit, it was actually kind of cute to see how jealous Rick was when Jenna was hanging out with Elijah. Also, on that note, let's go ahead and talk Elijah. Damon and Stefan already tried to kill him once, and during the course of this episode, Damon plans to use his dinner party as an opportunity to use the info from John to really kill Elijah once and for all. Thankfully, Stefan and Elena learn that if a vampire tries to kill an original, he or she will die also. So instead, Alaric takes on the responsibility, shoving the dagger into Elijah and removing it. So all seems well in the world until Elena and Stefan learn the dagger must remain in the original if they are to stay dead. And this is when things get really out of control, as usual. Elijah heads out on the hunt for Elena, who is still at the lake house with Stefan. And yet again, Elena saves the day, threatening to kill herself if Elijah hurts any of her loved ones. When he doesn't believe her, she stabs herself, and then he rushes to her aid, and guess what? She turns on him and stabs him too. P.S. This time, they leave the dagger in Elijah. So is he really gonna stay dead or what? Well, that we're not so sure of. Other moments that also stuck out in this episode included a very in-depth look at Stefan's very, very dark past, John's failed attempt to kill Damon, and oh yeah, did we mention that Catherine is out of the tomb? Well, yeah, she is. As a side note, the werewolves are nowhere to be seen this week, and Damon says that chapter of their lives is over. Or is it? No one really actually knows what could ever happen on TVD. We are just anxiously awaiting the debut of good old Klaus. What about you guys? For the full-on top 10 from last night's episode, head on over to wetpaint.com. We're going to have the specific link right here for you guys in our story info. Make sure to follow @ClevverTV on Twitter for info true TVD superfans are sure to love. I'm Joslyn Davis in Hollywood. We'll see you guys next time.